Whoa!
In the hills of Bethlehem, a boy was born with rhythm in his bones. They called him David, but the shepherds called him the joy giver. From cradle days, he made music from nothing. A broken clay pot became a drum. The wind through olive branches became a flute. When his favorite lamb, Muckmuller, died too soon,
Come here,
boy
little
David
ones.
didn't cry long. He took the dried jaw and teeth, strung them on twine, and clicked out a mournful yet hopeful tune.
So, Muckmulara still sings.
He whispered. His other pets lived longer than any ruminant should. Ulna the goat, Roro the kid, Luckna the ewe, Tryon the ram, and Yago the watchdog. They grew old dancing beside him. The secret. David's joy was contagious. Animals healed under it. The townsfolk thought Muckmulara's bones were morbid. They didn't see what David saw, a memorial effigy, hanging on his wall, turning grief into music. The first dance floor was his living room. David grew into a wiry teen with happy feet. But King Saul's palace was a house of storms. Saul's spirit was tormented, his hall silent except for thunder and his own shouts. The elders sent for a harpist to heal the king. David arrived with a harp made from one of his sheep, Fluffygore, so woolly he dragged clouds behind him. David plucked the longest, strongest strands, twisted them into strings, stretched them over Muckmulara's curved jawbone. The first note cut through Saul's rage like sunlight. David didn't just play the tune. He found underscore it, the exact frequency that calmed a king's mind. When Saul slept peacefully for the first time in months, the court wondered, how does a shepherd boy know the right strings to pull in a man's soul? David realized music wasn't about the instrument. It was about listening. He wooled out the tune from Saul's breathing, his heartbeat, his fear. Word spread very fast, and good deeds smoothly get on tongues telling tales. The shepherd dances, and the world dances with him. One market day in Judah, David leapt onto a stone. He began moving, not fancy steps, but steps that matched every heartbeat around him. A farmer's stomp, a potter's spin, a child's skip. Within minutes, Jerorodiac, the shrewd silver merchant, forgot his sales scroll. He was spinning, laughing, silver coins forgotten on his table. The whole market became a dance mob. Bartering turned to rhythm. Haggling turned to harmony. David wasn't just dancing. He was directing. He saw patterns who moved too fast, who was shy. He pulled them in, taught them steps without words. Judah learned its first choreography that day. The dance was strategy training. Every step was a footwork drill for battle. Years later, his warriors would dodge Philistine spears using the same sidesteps they learned chasing each other in that market. When David became king, his army shocked everyone. Yes, they wielded swords and spears. But before every battle, the chief musicians lined up the warriors. Victory at Ziklag? They danced the circle of deliverance. Defeat of the Philistines at Baal-perazim? The breakthrough stomp. David choreographed a dance for every battle won. His men didn't just fight, they stepped. The rhythm kept their formation tight. The joy kept fear out. Enemies broke before a sword was drawn, because who can stand against men who charge you smiling? The dances were coded battle plans. A turn left equals flank left. A jump equals charge. His happy feet saved more lives than his sling ever did. David's long reign wasn't built on conquest alone. It was built on art, on turning ashes into music, fear into rhythm, grief into remembrance. The greatest moment came when the Ark of the Lord returned to Israel. The nation didn't march. They danced. From Jerusalem's gates to the Temple Hill, the whole nation became one dance floor. David himself tore off his royal robe, danced in a linen ephod till his feet bled with joy. Michal scorned him from a window. He only smiled. I will become even more undignified than this. He led Israel to worship with their bodies, not just words. Psalms weren't just sung, they were stepped, clapped, leapt. David's legacy outlived his throne. Solomon built the temple, but the music was David's. Centuries later. 1. Psalms 150. Let everything that has breath praise him with dance. That was David's command. 2. The Tabernacle of David, a tent where worship never stopped, 24/7 music and dance. 3. Jesus the Son of David. When he entered Jerusalem, crowds cut branches and danced. The Joy Givers line continued. And in a small room in Bethlehem, Muckmulara's effigy still hangs. People still click its teeth together, learning David's first lesson. Even broken things can make music if you love them enough. The dancing king died old, feet tired, but heart still drumming. And Israel never stopped dancing because of him.